Hello, Joey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Like my feedback came back.
Oh, it did really? Jesus.
So
Oh
I'm
God.
gonna let you talk, and I might have to dart off in a little bit to go get my other dog. She never comes in, but I'll just put myself on hold there. So what's going on in this world, Joey?
Uh, well, a lot really. We had another plane crash today in Toronto. Uh, 80. There was 80 people. There were 86 on board, and I think eight got injured. Thank God, there's nobody died over there. How you doing, Carlene? Um, Dan Scavino posted a meme that I gotta show you because it's freaking hilarious and it's about Cash Patel. And I'm gonna talk about how it's gonna be a quick one, but I've been talking about the gold and silver is gonna destroy the Fed, and I have the drop right here, and I'll show it to excuse me, I'll show it to everybody so they can see what I'm talking about. I never talk about crypto. I know nothing about it, and Q never mentioned crypto in any of my drops that I read, and I basically read them all. But some I don't know, some of the anons they got into the crypto stuff. So I don't know. I never did. So let me just show you real quick on that real quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I think is that the one? Hold on 1 second. Nope, that's the next one up. Where is it? Here it is, right here. Share the screen. Make sure everybody can see it.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, see where it says right here. Do you see that,
Yeah,
everybody? I don't know if you can
let
see.
me go into this way. Get rid of us there. It's much bigger.
All right, I can. I think I can blow it up too. Let me see.
It's gold standard
Is that
coming
better?
back. Yeah.
Yes. So here we go. Do we have the gold? Yes, we do. Gold shall destroy the Fed. So anybody that's telling you to go to the other thing, and let me stop sharing here. Anybody that's telling you about crypto and all that stuff, I never follow crypto. Hi, Stevie. Um, I always believed in the gold and silver because you can have it in your hands, and they can't take that away from you unless they come to your house. And good luck with that. So let's put that one to rest, please, about the crypto shit. All right, I'm done with it. Dong or whatever the hell you want to call it, I'm done with it. I mean, oh my god.
I got to share a story with you. I won't tell you who I was talking to, but I was talking about the crypto and the dong and then this and that, and somebody else said the same thing that you did, and I was cracking up. I'm like, Americans have a sense of humor, boy.
I'll tell you because I never heard of Dong. You know what I mean? I mean, what was his name? They had coffee with Mark. Mark, we talked about it earlier today. Mark,
Oh, Mark, original Mark Z.
yeah, that's it. Mark Z. I think he mentioned Dong a few times, and I was like, "What the fuck is Dong?" I said, "The only thing Dong I know was right between your friggin' legs." I'm like, I don't know nothing about this. I'm not an IT guy, so I know nothing about computer shit. So I mean, I'll be out of it. I'll keep my gold and silver, and that's it. I don't want this other crypto shit. You know what I mean? You might need it later. I don't know, but I wouldn't invest in something I don't know of. You know what I mean? So um, what else we got here? Um, if you want, I'll show that meme that Dan Scavino wrote. He posted, and I'll link that to a Q drop too, because it kind of looks like a wave to me. But you can tell me if it does look like one. If you want to,
Yeah, you got it there.
yeah. Let me. I gotta share the screen. Hold on 1 second. I don't know why my computer's slow, but here we go. And I'll play it for you. Something that's coming to you. And he posted that at 10:20 this morning. And I'm gonna I'm going to share this one instead. And drop 1020 is used against them. Now, they were answering from another anon from another from the 8chan. And it says it's used against them. The National Guard is now active, which they are. They're down. They're down the border. Okay, refers to the old drops about we got Saudi Arabia and G was National Guard. So that was the wave. I believe that was the wave from Cash Patel. So that's how I put that together. I'm sure there's more to it, but I know Cash is on his way, and today is the 17th. Happy 17, everybody.
It's my dog Rizzo's birthday too, 17.
Is it really? Oh, we got so many
Yeah.
birthdays. Jeez.
I hope I'm
This
not the
past
only
week,
silly one out there who celebrates my dog's birthday.
right? Oh boy. So oh yeah. A matter of fact, too, did you watch anybody watch the hockey game over the weekend? USA against Canada?
I saw some asses getting beat.
Yeah. In the first 90 seconds, that's all you saw. Because they were booing the national anthem.
Did you see
And
that they switched out the actual players and put Trump and
yeah, I
Trudeau's face?
saw that. Yeah. That was hilarious. Oh my God.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
so he's
funny. I
like, "Ding,
probably
ding,
have it
ding." Yeah, I
somewhere.
saw, and of course, I slept through the whole damn thing because I had to work that night. That was right after we did the podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I went to, I took maybe a 3 hour nap. I woke up at 10 o'clock. I flew to work. I got home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, and I fell asleep till 3 in the morning because I had to go back to work in the morning. I'm like, wow, where the hell did the day go? I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, holy shit, I slept that long.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. But we got some good news today. I mean, let me see if I can.
So let me just play some fun facts or true, false, or yes or no for the folks at home. I'm going to throw out some titles here, what we're talking about, and you guys, we'll give you the story behind it, but not right now. So Elon wants to stream live opening of Fort Knox real time, and there's a lot of chatter going on X about that. The other one is 60 Minutes was always phony propaganda filled with fake TV shows. Was that a yes or a no for you guys out there? And then
One for yes, two for no.
Tom Hanks is making headlines out there. He was on Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary, and boy, oh boy, he put himself in the spotlight. So it's time for Tom Hanks to probably go away at this point in time. Is that a true or false? You guys, make up your minds on that. And also, and I hate to say this, I don't know if we'll get around to this particular segment of what's happening out there. Although I call them libtards, and they're basically taking to TikTok and they're saying some pretty brutal things that should happen to Trump. And actually, somebody copied it over to X, and everyone's looking for one particular individual out there. I think I might have saved that also. And then also too, I think you mentioned another plane, Delta Airlines, crash landed. And let's see what else I have out there. And then also, this is true, false, or yes or no for you guys out there. They're talking about Britain is sending the money back to the billions of dollars worth of gold to America. What do you think? True or false? Yes or no? Fake, fake, or real, real? Okay, Joey, that's what we have today.
Beautiful. All right. So the true false, the first one, let's do that, and they can answer yes or no. So they can put like a one for yes or two for no. So what did you have first? Do you
So
remember
the
the first
first one
question?
was Elon wants to film or basically stream live opening of Fort Knox. He put it out there as somewhat as like just a statement, and I'll read it exactly. He said it would be cool to do a live video walkthrough of Fort Knox. Um, I could show that, but it was just one sentence. I don't think we need to
Yep.
do that.
You don't have
But
to show
boy,
it.
did that stir up stuff, Joey.
Of course it would. Of course, I think everybody would jump into that and say, "Yeah, fuck yeah, do it." You know what I mean? Why not?
Actually, that's what they were saying. And if I read some of the remarks out here, it was Brian Westbrook. I don't know who he is, but he says, F yeah, live streaming here on X. Watch the people lose their minds. Also, please don't forget to bring gear that you can verify that it's actually gold. Is if he's basically saying, show the proof of anything that might be there. Test all the bricks of bullion. They may put some outside of the appearance, and people are just using their mind like they don't want to be tricked anymore. And I think this is great. We're all thinking at this time. Go ahead, Joey.
Oh, absolutely. Matter of fact, I had a it was a trend with him and Mike Lee. And Mike Lee posted it right after he did. Let me find that real quick for you. Because he's like, "Oh, I'm a senator. Why can't I go in there?" Nobody's ever been in the Fort Knox. Not even the president can go in there. Why is that? Who owns the Fort
Since
Knox?
1974, let me show you what I have here. This is coming from Stella X. I'm going to present this and just show it while you bring up your other screen there.
Okay.
So this is a member of Congress, and the media went into the vault on September 23rd, 1974, in a tour led by the director of the United States Mint. At that time, it's basically just saying her name was Mary. This is what they were just showing you. It looks like it's just 3 walls of gold. If you guys can see this, okay.
Yep.
I'm going to come back to Joey.
I'm still looking for that trend. Where the hell did it go? I had it
Oh, I
bookmarked.
got it. I got the thing from Mike Lee.
Yeah, that's the one.
Here, let me.
That was
If
the
you
one.
want to talk about it, I'll put it up here.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Shoot, I have to blow this up a little bit more, but it says, as a U.S. Senator, I've tried repeatedly to get into Fort Knox. Is that the one, Joey?
Yeah, that's the one.
Fort Knox, you can't come to Fort Knox. He's basically, it's almost like a conversation he's having. He says, me. And they say, why? Fort Knox, it's a military installation. He says, Mike Lee is saying, but I'm a senator. I go into military bases all the time. And, they're just saying, you still can't come because you can't, period.
Exactly. So nobody from the government can go in there, and that's not a military. That's not military. I don't think it is. Nobody's ever stepped in there since 74? I think it was.
Right.
I think yeah, right. Because I saw a trend on that too. I'm like, it's 1974. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Where the hell's my bookmarks?
I was 10
Here we
years
go.
old or 12 years old, something like that. I remember people when I was little used to talk
1970.
about, you know, living in Chicago, people would always make a joke. What are you doing? Locking up the doors like Fort Knox? There was a big joke
Right?
because everybody, at one point in time in the 50s, you leave your door open. You never worried about someone bothering you. And then they got into the 70s and everyone, and I remember first time on my own, my first apartment, locking every
Yep.
lock. I was a single girl. I don't know how old I was, maybe 25. I was on my own. And yeah. Anyways, they're locking it all up like Fort Knox, and we don't even know what's behind the door.
Right. And Cowboy also posted something today, right after he did that. Let me share that with you real quick because he actually did it fast. I was like, damn, you were good, man. He's really good. This guy, Cowboy. I'll pick it up for you. This one here. Yep, that's it.
I think I got a stop on my end.
No.
Maybe not.
Oh, do you do? Oh, you don't.
Okay, cool.
Let me see if I can blow this one. Can I blow this up? Can you guys see that now? Is that any better?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says, do you believe in coincidences? Elon's timestamp is 212. Q drop 212 includes Musk, you magnificent bastard. Happy Q day. And it says right over here. I was like, you can't make this shit up. You know what I mean? This is just a meme that he posted. Elon Musk posted it. Okay. and it says looking for gold at Fort Knox, and it's gone. Where did the gold go?
So
So
let's bring this back to us. So you guys out there, and if you guys want to participate in the chat, what do you think, Joey? What are your thoughts on this gold and where it's
well,
at? Is it out of the United States?
well, I mean, Kim, what was it? Blue Eyes? I think it was Blue Eyes. It said something about, oh, I think it's in Greenland. And I says, no, I think it's in Cheyenne Mountain. And because we were missing the gold out of Building 7 too on 9/11. Okay, and nobody has stepped foot in that because ET lives there. Yeah, right. I'm sure. Um, no, the so they took the gold out of the Building 7. They must have brought it to the Vatican or the City of London, either one. And
Yeah.
they have gold went under the Vatican in the tunnels, right? And I've been saying they've been sending money to the Vatican also. So and the City of London, I think, is a cover up for the Vatican because they bow down. The Rothschilds kisses the Pope's ring all the time.
I remember when Charlie Ward, and you guys could take this with a true or false, fake or whatever, yes or no. He had mentioned somebody along his lines there said there was, I can't remember the number of planes that brought back the gold many years ago, probably
It
about
was like
4 years
it
ago.
was 250. I think I remember that. I think he said like 250 C-17s.
Yeah.
I think that was it. I think that was like 200. It was way up there. It was way up there. I
There
can't
are
say.
documentaries out on YouTube if you look for them. They're basically, you could see the documentaries of all the gold that they have out there. Oh, Colleen is saying it was over 300 planes that brought back
Yeah,
the gold. Now,
Mason
whether or not this is
C-50.
true,
Yeah,
we'll find
I
out
was
soon.
right. It could be. It could. I know there was a lot. There was a lot of planes, and I showed you the post that says we have the gold. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have the gold, and that was shit. I should have looked and seen what. All right, I'll look later. I forget what year they came out. I think it was 2019. The
It
post.
was, we heard it early on because the first thing they
Yeah, we
started to
did.
do to get our interest was talk about money.
Hmm.
Our own money and money that has been hidden from us and what have you. But let's see what other things I have out here about the gold. Let me share this. And so this is coming from Libs of TikTok. Elon wants, this is another thing. Same story. I'm sorry. He wants to stream real time video tour of Fort Knox so Americans can see for themselves if the 4,580 tons of gold is really there. Wow, that's a lot of gold.
Yeah, and the naysayers will say, "No, no, that's not true." And I was
Well,
watching a clip. I shared that with you today, and I think we should share it with everybody. But it's 20-minute thing, and if everybody have X, I suggest you get X because that's where you're getting all the information from. Is X, and I don't know if I can post a link, Janine,
well,
on the chats.
before
I
you do
think you
that,
might want
Joey,
to.
if you could read that, the next line is coming from Elon. He said, "Who is confirming that the gold wasn't stolen from Fort Knox? Maybe it's there, maybe it's not." This was about, now I bookmarked this 3 hours ago, so it's probably about 5 hours old. It said that gold is owned by the American public. We want to know if it's still there, and that's
Right,
where the Mike Lee senator stuff came in to play. So he was responding back to Mike Lee.
right.
Now,
Exactly.
Colleen is asking, she's going in a different direction, saying, "What are they hiding in the Grand Canyon?" I never really um, dug
What are they
into it.
hiding in Three Gorges Dam? All the dams are hiding something.
Oh, I remember when Jason Q used to do all the stories on the dams. Yeah.
Yeah, the Three Gorges
Yep.
Dam. We're always talking about it collapsing or breaking or something broke, and we're waiting for that sucker to collapse. And everybody's saying Bitcoin mines. I'm like, I don't know about that. We'll see, but something's about to break, guys. I don't know.
Here's
Um,
another story that I happened to mention in the beginning. The top stories out here: Delta Airline plane crash landed at a Toronto airport, flipping completely upside down. Let me just see if I can zoom in on one of these videos here. I hope it doesn't blow up my computer by doing that. Yeah, there it is. Delta is upside down. Is that symbolic, Joey, of what's coming?
they said the left wing broke or something. I'm just
Delta.
glad there's no deaths, but I want to know who was on that plane. And a lot of news from Canada coming out lately too.
Well, they say all the passengers and the crew have been accounted for, so nobody was hurt.
Yeah,
But
I think there
I,
was like 8. I think there was 8 injuries, but no deaths.
yeah,
I did read 8 injuries. Um,
where I'm going with it, if is Delta upside down, is that going to be one of the first airlines to fail?
I think one already left.
There's Buck.
Was it
Buck is still
Spirit?
out. He says, yeah, the dams are
Is
about to break. It's already leaking.
Oh, it is. I didn't know that. See, that's how much I pay attention. Oh shit. And um,
Um, because I do have a lot of baby boomers that follow me. A lot of them are retired or starting to look at being retired. There's talking about the vampires on Social Security. That was one of my headline news. Also, the vampires.
yep.
So it says a list of the Social Security vampires that are out there. I don't want to go through all this, but this video is kind of cool. So let me just play this, and I hope you guys can hear this. I'm going to turn up my sound really loud because I know I was having problems with that. I'm going to mute Joey just so that we don't get any feedback. And let's go.
This is crazy. According to the Social Security database, this is the amount of people alive in each age bracket. Elon Musk brought this to our attention by tweeting this out tonight. And because there are millions of people registered over the age of 150, he said maybe Twilight is real and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security. It's insane when you look at these numbers. There are 3.4 million people registered between the age of 120 and 129 years old. Look at 130 to 139, almost 4 million. There's actually more 130-year-olds than 120-year-olds. Absolutely wild. Another 3.5 million, supposedly people the age of 140 to 149. And the list goes on, even showing, look, there must have been some sort of a baby boom 220 years ago because there's 1,000 people, according to Social Security, in the United States between the age of 220 and 229 years old. And there's even someone alive at 360. And obviously not okay if these individuals are receiving Social Security checks. So what do you think? Are vampires real, or is this money going somewhere else? As always, let me know down below.
And
this is crazy.
Whoa. Let me bring Joey's mic back. Okay, so I got to turn my volume down because it's going to be screeching. So Buck, I love what Buck has to say about this. All these people were living that long. He goes, those damn med beds.
Those freaking clones.
How do you know if they're clones? I put that out on X. Somebody was making a statement about all the clones out there. I said, how are we supposed to tell that they're clones? And someone came back and said they don't have any DNA. How are you going to know if they've got DNA?
Well, they don't grow hair. I heard they don't grow hair.
Are you a clone?
So they have it a certain.
Go ahead.
What happened? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. No, I heard once they clone you, your hair length is your hair length, and they don't grow no more hair after that. That's what I heard. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that shit.
Yeah, we got
Hey,
Alley
Scott, how
Cat.
you doing? Alley Cat, what, hon? I can't hear you.
Oh,
Turn my
Alley
volume
Cat
up.
is in the house. I was just saying. Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you. Yep. Hi, Scott. Um, yeah, I'm not an expert on the clone thing. I'll tell you that right off the bat. I am not, I know nothing about the clones.
Yeah.
I believe in them. I do think they do. I mean, they do tell you in the movies, and Keanu Reeves was in one of them, cloning his wife and his family. So, you know,
I've got
and you know what's funny too is they were just showing. I was just watching what's that movie with National Treasures. I was just watching that, what about the gold and everything. I'm like, Jesus, that's just of all days to fucking play that on the TV. You got to play that today. What was it telling you? It was the two of them too. They did the sequel right after it. I was like, here you go. Now everybody's
it was
talking about the gold.
a good movie. I want to introduce everyone to this
Yeah.
particular gentleman. His name is Vincent Scott. I sent these over to you earlier, Joey, and I'm trying to get him on my channel. He's brand new. He talks money. There's a few things that we could always say
Mhm.
we agree to disagree with anybody out there. But he's talking about the Social Security burn down, and I want to warn everyone. He swears, okay? He's a young kid, and that's what young kids do because they're passionate. And that's okay.
I
I'm
s-
okay with that. But let me just cue this up here for you guys. And blow this up and share it. So just an additional story. There we go. He's got that look. So Social Security burned down. So he's basically has been around talking a lot about the gold. He was basically reaching out to Glenn Beck, trying to get on his channel. He seems like a brilliant mind. And I said, come on to my channel. I've got about 10,000 people that view me out on Rumble. You can start out small and then get to Glenn Beck. And we'll still waiting to hear from him. All right, let's see what we got here.
Talk about Social Security as well. That fucking scam that should never have been started is actively fucking over the people that are receiving it. How, you may ask? Well, to figure out the cost of living increases, they have to calculate the CPI correctly, which they changed during the Carter administration. They've been changing it completely ever since in order to save themselves money while screwing over the recipients by not getting the actual increases that they are entitled to because they paid into this bullshit. And by the way, why is it that we cannot have an opportunity to opt out? I mean, Jesus, even though Social Security is the fucking fuck, the stock market's a Ponzi scheme, but still, if you put your Social Security payments into the Dow or the NASDAQ, whatever, you would have been a fucking multi-millionaire by now, even though that system's about ready to go down. So the thing about the whole Social Security deal, we need to get out of this. And if you're getting the fucking payments from it, buddy, they are screwing you so many different ways. Not only with the inflation that they don't calculate correctly in order to not give you increases, but also the rate of inflation keeps eroding it away. And then you fucking get taxed on it too. What the hell? You worked your whole fucking life. People, this entire system's about ready to go down. You need to understand the times in which you're living in and how you can better position yourselves for the future. You know, actual commodities, you know, maybe emerging markets, maybe even the right technology of how they're going to process fucking payments in the future. You know, they're all ready for this to come down, whether it's the fucking Congress people that are saying, oh, yeah, we're not going to insider trade no more, giving them the excuse to cash out, or it's, you know, the Zuckerbergs, Bezos, and Warrens that are all cashing out and sitting on shitloads of cash because they know they're going to buy it on the fucking cheap. 401k, Social Security, man, this is all part of the scam. It's all the scam. It's just the scam economy, man. And you need to figure out a way to get the fuck out of it quickly. We're going to talk about
So I don't know if we need to get the F out of it quickly or figure out how to do that. I think there's already a plan in place, and I don't know if he's seen that plan, but he sounds like a very intelligent man. He may be lacking a truther. He may be lacking a Q arena. You know what I'm saying, Joey?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, he hits the nail on the head. I mean, he hits the nail on the head on that. And you sent me the other videos And I watched them both. One was like 20 minutes, the other one was 40 minutes. I watched them both while I was making meatballs this morning. I was like, yeah, okay. I agree with him up to an extent. Then he lost me with the fucking XLM and all that bullshit. I'm like, no, man, no. And that's when I looked up the that drop I showed you earlier about the gold. And gold's going to destroy. Nothing else is going to destroy the Fed but gold. And we have the gold. So
Yeah.
they're going to be look at and the news is going to go fucking crazy. All right, and there's going to be like a ton of fucking a ton of news coming out. And remember when I was telling you, my head's like I was like, what the hell? Everything going on so fast. You know, like which way am I going? You remember that? And then I sent you
Yeah.
did you watch that interview with that? Okay, well that was amazing. All right, and she put it like I'm gonna drop the link. It's 20 minutes long. I don't want to play the whole thing because it's gonna tie up the whole show. But I'm gonna send the link. I'll see if I can send the link out right now. And this interview, just like it hit the nail on the friggin' head of what the hell's going on. And I always said we're watching a movie, and she writes. I think she writes. Let me see it real
Is that
quick.
what Channel 17? I know
She's a
Major was
script
telling
writer.
me.
Yep. It was News Treason 17, and I'll copy the link and I'll paste it right here if I can.
Yeah. While you are doing that, I'm going to just jump to another. Why is Britain? I talked about this was in my headlines, true or false. You guys decide. But why is Britain sending billions of gold to America? No, seriously, why? Does anybody want to put something in the chat? You can even call into us if you guys want to. You know, I could always put my phone number up there. I think I've got my phone, but it's really,
Yeah,
we
call
really,
in.
yeah, call in. Let me just put that number up
It
there.
makes it a lot easier than talking. Gene, I can't post that on I can't post that link, but I posted it in private chat. Maybe you can post it.
Let's see. I'll try to do. Yes, this is the one here. Let me see if I can grab that and put it out there. Sometimes it doesn't accept links, and there it is.
There
I'm
you
going to put
go.
it out on Rumble also. If anybody wants to get a little more learned, anybody
It's a
wants to see
learning.
this. Yeah, so my Mayday, who is also out on YouTube here, she is a moderator and a very good friend of mine. She basically was talking about news treason to me yesterday. I heard it once, but she was like, you know, following her intuition on it. And then Joey brought it up. So I said, all right, let's really take a look at what's going on out here. So this particular
I
story
was just
here,
scrolling on X. Yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead. I was just saying that I found it by accident. I was just scrolling through X and somebody posted it, and I'm like, damn, all right, I'll check that out. And I was driving home and I was like, holy shit. I mean, I listened to the whole thing. Then I sent it to Janine. I was like, Janine, you got to hear this and tell me what you think. And it's like, boom, right on. It's right on. She's a script writer for Hollywood. And she was explaining how we're watching a movie. And I think it was Dave on News Trees in there. He was posting the Q drops as she was talking, and it was like binging. And she's just to call in for his podcast, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I says, "For a call in like that, it was amazing." And you guys gotta go. You gotta go check that out, please. After this show, don't do it now.
Yeah,
We don't lose you. Go
us
ahead.
for at least another 30 minutes or so. Linda White is making a statement out
Okay.
there, and Linda, I'm not sure if you heard us from the beginning, but we all heard this long years ago that
Yep.
the gold was taken. I think Colleen said it was like 300 planes were carrying it away. You know, and it's possible. So we're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, especially if um, you know, they're going to continue to divide Trump and Elon. They're
Hmm.
the far left, the news media is being about as nasty as you can get. We're going to ignore all that stuff and kind of focus on the good things that are coming to us in this lifetime right now. Bajak 302 says it was over 600 planes. I knew it was a high number. Thank you,
Wow.
Bajak.
Thank you. I thought it was 250. I didn't. It's been like what 4 years now since we found this out. 3 years, 3, 4 years, and I just like forgot about it. Tell you the truth, so I don't remember the number off the top of my head. You know what I mean?
So the
I
question
mean,
really is, it's not whether or not that was already moved or not. We have faith that it's already been taken care of because it's part of the plan, if you will.
yep.
But why? Why is it? Why did they return it? Has anybody thought about that? You could basically say, well,
Look at
they owed
that.
it to us. But there's some
No, they
massive
took it.
correction going on with the gold, and it was stolen and moved from the UK Vatican. God knows where else. The Fort Knox audit will be a massive shock. Rumors are that Trump is I don't know what that word is. The American gold, and there are new articles saying that the Chinese banks are running out of gold. I don't know what to believe with all of that right now. And what I do is I just kind of park it and I put it off on a parking lot and just kind of wait and see. And
Yeah.
and
What I do, I always put it on the back burner. But you got to remember, back in 2017, when Trump was going around the world, that's when they took the money out of the. That's when they took everything out of the Vatican. When the Pope submitted for Trump. They took everything out. They took everything. They emptied out the whole vault. I think they took the. I think they had some scrolls down there too. They took all the scrolls down. I thought it was 350. Yeah, they definitely got caught. Oh, absolutely. They were caught before. I mean, this is a long time thing. This plan's been going on for like decades. I mean, decades. A long time. A long time this has been going on. So we're at the end of the movie too, guys. So enjoy this. And
that
I'm
link
sure
that
this whole
Joey put out there that's in there on this news treason. It's a woman from Hollywood who's worked with the film industry, and she's explaining to you. I know that we all know what's already happened, but she's kind of put it in perspective from how a producer or how they make a movie, and we're in
Yep.
the third scene.
Mhm.
So it's a good listen to. It's a good thing. I mean, we already know this stuff, but if you want to get refreshed or anything like that, I was telling Mayday. I think I text her. It's the latest one that's out there for news treason. That's he's under channel 17, but I can't remember it's just called news treason. I guess if you guys want to find it on Rumble. Let's see what
News
else we.
Treason, News Treason Channel 17 is what it is. He's on Rumble. But the that interview that we gave you, that was the interview. It was like, I don't know, 20 minutes long, and it's definitely worth listening to. Definitely worth it.
Yeah, Buckshot says it's a
Good
good
video
video
for
for
sleeping people.
sleeping
Yeah,
people.
yeah, she mentions that. Right, right, and she said that the reason why we were getting shut down is not to shut us up, it's to stop us from telling the end of the movie. Because that's what I was doing. I was posting all kinds of things on Facebook. You know what I mean? So uh, I was telling Janine, I went through 8 accounts on Facebook, and I got the email saying that I was banned for life. And I changed my ad. I changed my phone number so many times. Everybody's like, "What the hell are you doing with changing your phone number again?" I'm like, "Long story." You know what I mean? And then I put another one from another state. I got a number from another state, even though I'm still here. But then I got a VPN saying I was in California. They still found out who I was after, well, I think it was 2 weeks. Everybody just started laughing at me. You know what I mean? It was funny.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer here, but there were a lot of people. Can you lower your volume a little bit, Joey? Lower your
Me?
volume, or I'll mute you. How about if I mute you on my end here while I talk? Okay, so what's going on with the Democrat protesters? They've gathered to protest against Elon Musk, Doge, and Donald Trump, and they're changing F Donald Trump and F. They keep saying that over and over. nice mouths coming out of these idiots here. And Elon Musk go. I mean, they're not very creative, and they're chanting dispose Elon, dispose Elon. So they're basically, we're going to start seeing more and more of this. Keep the vibe up. Send them good energy. Send them, because they're going to wake up. And I think they're going to wake up in probably one of the, from what I'm hearing from a lot of other people out there, they're going to wake up with the children, or finding out about the money. So they're acting out as teenagers would. That's the only thing that I could say. But in the meantime, it is all negative energy. And if we could just kind of like, if we see it, just bless them and move on, right? So X22 report, and I'm going to share this real quick and then go back to Joey after this story. X22 says the stolen gold has been found. So, and I have not followed X22. They were my go-to when I first woke up, and now I don't
Yeah,
even
I
listen
still
to
listen to him once in a while. Yeah, he's still good. I listen to him once in a while, but sometimes I get hung up and I forgot about him. But I do look at his posts all the time. I mean, he's actually spot on too.
So yeah, he was part of the psychological operation. He really was. It says, who can guess? Again, they're asking the same question. Why
Mhm.
Britain is sending billions of worth of gold? And people say, well, they got caught, but there's got to be something a little bit deeper than that. That's where I'm coming from. All right, Joey, back to you.
Woohoo. I don't know. I'm trying to find the plot for that movie too, because I already know the answer. Why? Because we already have it. But I'm trying to think of the movie plot, because we are watching a movie and I'm haven't gotten that far yet. I'll find it. Don't worry. I just found out about that today too. That just came out today. I'm like, holy shit, that's cool. So I don't know. I don't know the answer on that one.
He's looking for the gold.
That's gonna be Elon. Where the hell did it go? I don't know.
This is somebody just making, he says Elon Musk and Doge arrived at Fort Knox for an audit. Where the hell is everyone?
I agree there, Baja girl. I agree. She says, just make it obvious to the normies. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to get back to something else. Have you guys been hearing about the Pope? It doesn't even look like the same guy, for goodness sakes. Let me see if I saved him. So they've got a picture of the Pope out there. Let's see. Oh, that's why I was getting feedback.
I don't want to spoil the friggin' interview, so I really don't want to talk about the gold missing and all that shit, because they have to watch that interview, because that'll spoil like most of it, well, some of it, anyways. It is to wake. It is. It's more for the normies than us. That's what I was getting at. But
Yeah.
if you watch that interview, you'll get an understanding why I really don't want to say anything about it. In that perspective, because holy shit. You know what I mean, Janine?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So there is basically they're saying that the Pope, and I don't even know which freaking Pope it is. He's in the hospital right now. And I don't remember what the issue is, but it's not even the same guy. And I actually made up a let's see if I do have it here. Let me just kind of put this up here. You guys tell me, did he just get super fat or what? Let's see if I could just go to this here. I hope you guys could see this okay.
Yeah.
So
I could
this
see
was
it.
him, and on the left-hand side was, I think, 2017. And this is him current today. Is what the picture that they're posting on the right-hand side. The eyes don't even look the same. The mouth doesn't look the same. Of course, they're kind of showing that he got really heavy. Come on, the acting. Who's the one involved with putting these actors into place? We need somebody new.
Well, they're throwing it at everybody because they're making it fucking obvious that you know what I mean. They're making it obvious that everything's fake. I mean, how many times you catch him with the green screen behind him? You know what I mean? All of a sudden he disappears in the window. He walked into nowhere, and now and it does in one of the drops. It does say the Pope's going to have a terrible May. Well, May's coming up in what, 2 months? Is that 2 months away? April, May. It's 3 months. Wait a minute, March, April, May. Yeah, 3 months. So you got. Oh shit! It's oh boy. He's already gone, by the way. That's your last pope. And President Trump, I believe, is going to be the last president.
There's hula hoop. Hey,
Hula hoop. Casting his eye. Yeah, exactly. Well, he's always talking about central casting, too. You know what I mean? It's.
Yeah. And then we have, of course, in my last story here, is all about Tom Hanks. And people are now, we all know he's a pedo. I think it's either an actor or his brother has been playing him. It doesn't matter. But he's in the forefront. He's in the spotlight. He's become a cockroach right now.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that reminds me. I had something for you. Just to have a little fun with this because you guys hear a Kim Clement out there? Anybody hear a Kim Clement? You know Kim Clement?
Yeah.
His daughter, Dawn A, is speaking to Gene Ho. And this is like a 3-minute thing. You want to play that? You want me to play that real quick? Because it's kind of.
Yeah, I've played a lot of Kim, but if you want to go ahead, sure.
Well, no, this is just came out today.
Okay,
And
let's hear it.
she's gonna tell you. She'll tell you about a dream that she had. And I'm like, what the fuck? I says, this way, it's weird timing. You know what I mean? And some of us know that this person's alive already, but I'll just play it. I'll just play it.
All right.
I had to do this at a chuckle. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, really? Let me know when it plays up there.
It's up
Here we
there.
go. All right.
And I was in an overcast. What's up with JFK Jr.? Like, what is this? What do what do I need? And I did not get I usually get an answer when I ask questions. It's usually pretty clear. And I didn't get anything. And I sat there for a little while, and all of a sudden, the strangest thing happened to me. I haven't shared this before, but I'm going to do it now. It was almost like a vision, which never happens to me. I'm not a person who dreams or has visions. If I have a dream, I don't dream at all. But if I do dream, it's usually significant, but it's very rare. And a vision, never. And I had this sort of moment, and it's so difficult to describe, and I'm just going to throw it out there, and you guys tell me what you think. You can pray about it. You too, Gene. But it was like I was taken somewhere else. Not physically, but it was very intense. And I was in an overcast place outside, and there were hills, very, very green, and there was a body of water. I don't know if it was a lake, it must have been a lake. And I was looking over it, and there was a mist in the air, and I could feel it hit it. You know, when it's not raining, but it's misty, and you can actually kind of feel the wet if you're standing outside. It was like that. It was so intense, and that was it. And I didn't know what it meant. I still don't know what it means, but it was a very definite answer when I asked the question. I don't know anymore.
One thing I can tell you, well, not tell you, but your dad prophesied that amongst them stood one that stood alone, but I was not allowed to see his face. It was covered with a mist, but he's amongst you.
A mist, Gene. Oh, Gene, I didn't think of that. Oh my gosh, Gene. Okay, well, there we go. This is what code breaking is all about, my friends. This is what it's about. How interesting.
You remember your dad's prophecy with that. And I just want to say one more
together. My gosh, the mist.
One more thing, and the only thing I could say is I don't know. I think we're in issue. Oh my goodness, Dave Blaze is going to get me so mad. We're headed into issue 18, I believe in issue 20 of George.
That's
The Survival
Yeah.
Guide of the Future, the first one that JFK Jr. did, and then the second one we did with your dad on the cover.
right.
The moon in the one JFK Jr. did was done in a specific way, very specific way. And I'll just tell you, since I'll at least tell you this much of it. And we know for a fact that it was done a specific way because we have people working with us, or at least one, that worked on the original George. And that moon is significant. And I'll just leave it this way. The moon ties in with South Dakota in 2020.
A little boom.
Boom, boom.
Well, boom. You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking. You know what he's talking about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Does everybody else know what he's talking about? 2020, on July 3rd, Trump was in
Right.
South Dakota at the mountain, Mount shit,
Yeah.
Everest.
Where
Yeah.
the president's heads are.
Right. And JFK Jr. was on Washington's head with his hands up like this, and then he came back down, ran back, and then came back up again and ran like this. And everybody says that's bullshit. It's AI. That wasn't AI. He's the one that took the photo of that. And he's saying he worked with one person from George, the original person. Hey, look it. I believe he's still alive. You know what I mean? But hey, that just confirmed that too. Kim Clement, I did hear that prophecy. I was in a mist, and I had my hands up, and I turned around, and everybody else had their hands up, and there was one man, and wouldn't let me see his face, and that was it. July 3rd, Mount Rushmore. Thank you. I said Mount Everest. Yeah, it's Mount Rushmore. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Love yous. Hey, look at you know what I mean.
They're here to help.
I'm not perfect at this either. I was telling Janine, I tried doing this before, and I bombed out big time because I had no idea what the hell I was doing. You know
How
what I
you
mean?
doing?
Doing good, all right.
I've muted you for a second because I'm getting feedback. But Arnie Layton is in the house, and we're going to have him on Thursday. So I saw his name out there. He was the one that corrected us and saying it was Mount Rushmore. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to having him on Thursday, 4:00 Central Time, 5:00 Eastern Time, and can't wait to hear from him again. And so we're talking gold today. If you guys are just joining in, I see a lot of people out on Rumble are out there. I want to say hello to Kim, Jacob's Day, and Celestial Body 911. Hello to you guys. And I'm playing some videos right now. I've got two more, but I think I'm only going to spend time on one, on this Vincent Scott. We'll see if God really wants him to be on our channel, he'll come. But he seems to be a wizard in the financial arena, and he's actually listening to Glenn Beck. These are the ones that I sent you, Joey. And the second one, I think, is about 11 minutes, and the first one is about 12 minutes long, or maybe 14. But it's really good, interesting, because me and Joey talked about this offline. He's basically saying what Glenn Beck can't say live on the air. He's not holding back, and there's a reason, and Joey talked about this a little bit also, that some of these big influencers out there can only go so far with information. They've gotten better, where we have always just, diarrhea of the mouth, said what we wanted to say. And I think is if they do know what is coming, what the next scene has to be played out just up to so far to give us the next scene of this movie. So let's take a listen here. This again is what I say his name was Vincent, and let me bring this up here, and let's see, remove Arnie there. I think if I can remove him, there we go. And he's talking about let's listen.
I just watched this video by Glenn, and this is me off that I have to finish out the story here because he stops the journalism of what's all going on in the financial markets. He's talking about the rehypothecation of gold, and so I'm going to let him talk. I'm gonna stop them, and then I'm gonna fill in the fucking blanks.
And I've been following the comments. There's something going on with gold, and nobody really knows what it is. Somebody here in the United States is buying a crap load of gold. We hope it's the Treasury.
And what did we just find out? That Elon's going to be auditing Fort Knox to see if they got all the gold there that they said they do. So somebody's, playing fucking catch up right now.
Or the central bank, the Fed. But somebody is taking huge physical deliveries, and it's causing shortages in London, where they buy and sell gold. There's shortages now of gold because somebody is buying it and shipping it here. Somebody with very deep pockets. Okay.
Somebody doesn't want to get fucking fired.
So why? Now, this is all theory. That's fact. Here's the theory of what's going on. They're preparing for a full-on gold audit. We talked about this yesterday. The government right now claims on its balance sheet as an asset all of this gold, and it's valued at $45 an ounce. In case you haven't heard, it's $2,900 an ounce. So they're talking now about boosting the price of gold, at least market to market, but maybe.
Yeah, and what that does is allow for the debt to asset ratio to come more into balance. All right. And this all plays in part to tokenization, because the tokenization is coming of how we're going to keep track of every single gold, and then we can trade the digital token of it. Because we all know all of the tokens are supposed to be there. All right. Ondo financing is helping tokenize treasuries, probably eventually with gold as well. And they're already talking about putting everything on fucking chain. So I don't know why Glenn stops the story by just talking about gold in this regular market analysis without understanding the blockchain side of this. Now let's keep going.
Even making it $5,000 an ounce. Okay. If that happens, the balance sheet starts to fall into line, and our debt to GDP is not as bad as it really is right now. Okay. Just start claiming the truth about gold, and our balance sheet starts to come into line. Start taking our minerals, start taking our oil, and claiming those as assets and putting those on the balance sheet, which we can do. And
you have to do it on chain through tokenized assets in order for the rest of the world to restore trust that the United States is saying exactly what we fucking got on the balance sheet. And yes, you can loan us whatever that we need to keep the.
Okay, I'm going to just come back here. I'm going to let him finish it up. There's probably, another 10 minutes or so of this left. This is the same theory that everybody's been talking about with XRP. We've had all these people on the channels, and they're they're talking about blockchain. I knew about blockchain years ago when I was a programmer. They're taking it in a different direction than what I actually knew about it, but it's the security behind it. But if you're listening to what he's actually saying, they're going to try to figure out how to bring the gold back in without crashing. That's how I'm understanding it. What do you think, Joey?
Yeah, they already have a plan for that. They've been planning that for a long time. I don't know how it's going to end exactly. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
well, let's hear what this kid has to say here.
Funding or to back our currency with whatever we need to in order to make the entire empire run. Now, I think that all of this is really dovetailing in with Ripple and our ledger because it's 3 to 5 seconds to settle. We just need the tokenized assets and for the government to choose which one's going to do it. The Fed is going to be caught lying with their fucking pants down that they haven't managed the treasury market correctly because we're finding fraud in it. And, they haven't passed the fucking audit. They never post their reserves for anything that's supposed to be in circulation. So once the Doge boys start, knocking on the fucking door of the Fed, they're going to say, no, you can't come in. Everybody's going to then know in the news cycle, and it's going to be all over X say, oh, the Federal Reserve is not fucking federal, and they post no reserves, and we need somebody else to handle this, okay?
Not a bad idea, unless, we lose in the end, because then we lose all of our assets, our natural assets. You put those on the balance sheet. This helps strengthen the United States because we're coming to a place where we're not going to be able to finance the debt. Who wants to write the United States a new long-term loan at less than really market value? And market value, I mean, if you walked into a bank and you had the credit report that the United States of America has, what do you think the bank is going to charge you in interest? You're a risk. You just are addicted to spending. You're doing ridiculous things. I'm sorry. Now, they might write you a check if you have all of this stuff on your balance sheet, okay? And that's why they're doing it. They're trying to reshore up our balance sheet, make ourselves healthier than we are, because we're at the end of the dollar. We're at the end of this financial system. So,
need a new one. Need a fucking new one. Need something that is all on chain, that restores the trust of internationally, that can settle in 3 to 5 seconds over a distributed ledger, getting rid of all the leverage that we have on all these other nations, so they can then, buy into the system and start to use it. Okay, come on, this has Ripple written all over it. And Brad meets with Trump, and they gave $5 million to the inauguration. It has the best technology out there. We know exactly how its value is directly correlated to its usage of processing transactions. And when you're talking about putting all these assets onto our balance sheet in order to keep refinancing the debt in order for us to finally eventually pay it off, and then you talk about the strategic stockpile, and that's maybe why we have this Ripple case still hanging out there. Because once that team actually puts in their final report and they're going to say we need yield generating assets inside of the strategic stockpile, that has Ripple written all over it, because we're going to be taking a yield off of every single transaction that's using these tokenized assets that we're putting onto our balance sheet.
So I'm gonna. There's a lot more. There's probably a good half hour of this gentleman. If you guys actually want it, I could throw the links out there. I did find him on X. I got to look up his name again. If you're following X, I'd say he's new. Vincent Scott at Vincent SCO 72192. Look them up. It's the end of the dollar leverage system. So my takeaway from this is, and I'm not an expert in this whatsoever, you guys. Jacob's Day says all this sounds really good. So it's kind of like they're talking the gold, they're talking the silver, but they're also talking the language that has been regurgitated by a lot of people out there that understood XLM, XRP, all the tokenization, and these are terms that you guys should just go and look up. And what does this actually mean? It's a process of how to get the money funneled back into the system without us actually having to take a crash. But we have the gold and the silver, the gold. I kept asking, why is everybody looking for the gold? Is the gold going to be there? The gold has to be there in order for this process that these guys are talking about. I don't totally believe so much of Glenn Beck. I never really followed Glenn Beck. I think that he's another one who was installed and now he's tap dancing. This is just my theory on this. What do you think? I'm going to throw it back to Joey.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is scripted, by the way. Glenn Beck is scripted. So wasn't Joe Rogan and all those other guys and the big platforms that can say anything they wanted. Well, no, they're told what to say, and that's it. You got to follow the script. That's what I'm saying. Because this is a movie. It's a real movie. We're living in it. Okay. Also, there was a plan to get rid of the gold, keep the gold. That's what they did in 2017. They took everything back, and now this has to be applied. You guys got to watch that fucking. You really got to go watch that interview with what was his name again? Channel 17 there.
Yeah, the news treason. It's Channel 17.
It's only 20 minutes, and I really highly suggest you go check that out. because that she explains exactly how they write the movies and who's the villain, who's not the villain. You're trying to figure it out, and that's what everybody's trying to do is figure out who's the bad guy, who's the good guy, and who the fuck is this Pope playing now? It's like who's playing the Pope now? Is he alive? Is he dead? It's like a narrative, and
She's
that
basically saying we're at the precipice right now where we're sitting on the edge of our seat. We're
we
right
are.
at that part of the movie. You know, it's just like, oh my God, is the killer going to show his face? Are they going to find out who killed who? You know, and so this is a great time to be alive. And maybe Arnie, when he comes on Thursday, can talk. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about. Arnie's very spiritual, but maybe he could kind of work in the spiritual aspect of everything that is actually going on, because it is a spiritual experience
Yep.
that we're having through all of this.
Oh, it is.
First and foremost.
And when I brought that up to you this morning about that lady, I did say Q did say it's biblical, but she backs everything up in the word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's not. It's really not a bad thing. And maybe she's just put there to put in, to bring the Christ back into our souls that we lost. You know what I mean? So that's what I was trying to get at also. But I was like, there's no fucking way, she's coming up with this thing every single day. And you probably know who I'm talking about by now, but
Well, there's a lot of them out there that claim to be prophets. You know, through all of this, because they know
yeah.
people are searching.
Well, I'm not saying it in a bad way. You know what I mean, Jeannie? I don't want to badmouth anybody. You know what I mean? Because, I believe in Christ and he lives in the inside of us, and we're godlike because we have our own universe in our bodies. You have all kinds of molecules and atoms that's made up, and you got a whole universe going inside your body. So that's another topic for another day, I guess.
Yeah. More than that, like Jacob's Day out on Rumble is basically saying get your silver. I moved on that really quickly back when I was working.
Yeah,
and it is. What it
I
talks
get
about
that.
it's up to like $36 an ounce now,
Yeah,
depending on what you bought it for. But keep an eye on that.
right. And I wouldn't worry about it too much either. The plan on Jasara and Asara, the way everything works, I mean, that's what the tariffs are for. Okay. And that's what I think it's going to bring in all the wealth, and then they're going to give it to us. It is ours. You know what I mean? The government doesn't own shit. We own the government, but we're going to have a brand new government. And I don't think we're going to have a president anymore after Trump. There's another there's another government that's supposed to be taking place of this one. I don't know what kind of, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I know this government ain't doing shit. And we need to get rid of this Republican Democrat shit. You know what I mean? They do nothing. So I don't know how I don't know. This is new territory that we're in, new charted waters. So we got to see how this movie plays out too, because from what I'm understanding, the anons that everybody that's doing all these deep dives into everything, we're all going to be shocked on how this movie ends. You know what I mean? Because some people talk on the podcast, and I'm like, you're right. And it just clicks right into you. You know what I mean? It's like it actually makes sense. You know. So I'm finding new things out every day. I don't know everything. I do a lot of research and everything that I've been doing for the past 10 years, but it's like, I learn something new almost every day.
Exactly. And that's a conversation that I just recently had with one of my friends, is that we were all taken into a world of, we were all awake. We wanted to find out the truth. There wasn't a lot of people around us that believed us, but then a lot of the truth was embellished and it was misused. As I call it, the deep state truthers out there used it to get monetary for their own good. Right. And a lot of grifters out there, a lot of people made money off of other people, but what I will have to say is a lot of them did tell you early on to take your 401 and invest it into gold. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
It really isn't. I mean, it's not a bad thing, and I'm making faces because a lot of people don't have the friggin' money for that. I was telling Janine this morning, I live paycheck to paycheck. I don't, that's it. I'm lucky to have money in the bank. Some, anyways, not a lot, but it's not easy for everybody. It will be. We'll be fine. I'm not worried about me. I mean, I have nothing to retire on, but I know about the QV Trust, the Cessna QV Trust, and all that shit. So I know we're set. They already set that for us. So I'm not afraid of it. I don't care. I'll probably work till I'm dead anyway. Who knows?
Well, you know what the good thing is, not 99% of humanity did not come from money. The 1% stole it from the 99%. We know how to make ends meet. We know how to put food on our table. We know what it's like to struggle. But all this truth is coming out more than anything spiritually has lifted me up to know the lies and know what the truth is and just have faith in humanity that the children will be taken care of well after we're all gone. Your grandchildren, Joey G, hopefully that they'll carry on with this. So I was listening to one astrologer that really felt like this was not going to end in 4 years. This is going to be carried on. Go ahead, Joey.
I was watching Santa Surfing today, and she happened to mention that too. And she was talking about the ruby slippers that Trump's granddaughter was wearing. She goes, they were sending a message for the straw man. I call it a sensitive UV card, whatever. It is what it is. But she explained everything on that last podcast that she posted today, Santa Surfing. Go check it out on her X. Because she can explain it much more better. But the children are fine. That was a message. The children are going to be okay. The children are okay. That's what the ruby slippers were for. The Wizard of Oz. Yeah,
Wow.
I suggest everybody to go watch that podcast on Santa Surfing. She really did an amazing job today. And I was telling you, I was watching that like 20 minutes before that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But,
good
I mean,
messages coming out. There's going to be a lot of negativity. A lot of people don't understand it because they're still following MSNBC and they're still believing all the stuff. But what I've got up here on the screen right now is Joey, I'm gonna mute you. Is gold is 29.01. It looks like it's up 16 points. Silver is right around 32.49. It fluctuates between 32 and 33. Platinum is up 5, and palladium is 14. Gold and silver overall is down about 19.19. So I'm not, I usually don't talk about money to you guys, but you know what? There's a lot of you out there who have invested quite a bit. And if we just kind of, I don't know if you're on top of this stuff, if you're a stacker or whatever it might be. Everybody's looking to figure out how to live comfortably for the rest of their life, or even leave it to their children, their grandchildren, and so on and so forth. And we deserve it because it was all taken from us. So that's my message of why I chose to talk about the gold and the silver, and anybody else out there that's trying to explain the process. I want to come back to Joey and myself. I don't think anybody truly knows the process. I'm going to stick my neck out there and say that, this gentleman, this Vincent guy I had on there earlier, was kind of talking like if it's still going to happen the XRP way. I don't know. I can't determine whether this guy is on the up and up. I don't know if he's a new deep state that has come in to confuse us, and that's where we're at. In the eye of the chaos right now, because we are getting so close and we're on the edge of our seat and we're finding out so much. But just hang in there and keep God very close and pray. Continue to pray and continue to manifest, or to continue to do whatever you need to do for yourself and your family and your loved ones and your neighbors.
exactly right. And to answer Melissa's question, yes, she is on Rumble, and she's also on X, mostly on X. She, if you can look her up, she's on X, Santa Surfing. I've been following her for a long time too. She's one of the Anons that I stuck with. As well as as far as Anons go, I've been following Stormy Joe Patriot. She's like on fire. Him and Absolute 1776. And now they have their wives doing it now. It's pretty insane. The stuff that they're pinging off each other. I'm like watching X. I'm like, Jesus, guys are on fire. Great connections. But whatever everybody says on a podcast too, don't take their word for it. Go do your research on it. Even me, you know what I mean? I give you my opinion in what I know, but you don't have to take my word for it. You can go look it up yourself and see what you come up with. You know what I mean? I might be wrong on some stuff. I ain't perfect. Nobody's really perfect. Except for
Yeah, is Arnie is. Oops, let me mute you. Is Arnie is saying we're getting more. As more gets exposed, things become much more clear. Yeah, and the age of Aquarius. I think we're going to find out because age of Aquarius is all about information, right? We're moving from the Pisces things. I think we've got like another 1 or 2 weeks of this Pisces, this illusion, this Neptune, all this stuff to get into the clarity of everything, and then things become so much more fun for everybody. I have one other story that I want to talk to you guys about. I'm going to put it up here. We started out back in the day 5 years ago talking about this bozo here, and we heard all the stories. We saw the awards where this guy, and I don't even think it's him. It doesn't even, it's just a very thin guy here. So Tom Hanks just came out on Saturday Night Live in a MAGA hat for a bit where he acted like he didn't even want to shake a black man's hand. Basically what they're putting out there is that, all the people that follow Trump are prejudiced and they're playing the race card. That's the only thing that they've got left is that damn race card. And we know it's not worth anything. We've got the Trump card. They've got the race card. So this wonders why the ratings are in the gutter. And then they're referring to Saturday Night Live. They need to go away. After 50 years, they go away. Why have they succeeded so much for 50 years? They're not even funny. Trump won the popular vote. This tired trope that MAGA is a racist and is disgusting. Saturday Night Live is an unfunny show. I got to tell you, I stopped watching it, I think, when I was 18, 19 years old. Go ahead, Joey.
Oh, I didn't even know I was muted. Oh, jeez. That's a rookie. Yeah, he's been long gone. Now he supposedly has a twin brother all of a sudden. I heard about it, 4 years ago? That he had a twin brother? I never knew about it.
The younger brother.
Yeah, that's probably him because Tom Hanks went to Greece, didn't he? Somewhere, Greece. Went to Greece, but he was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what happened in Greece recently? 200 earthquakes. How many tunnels they have over there around this island?
A lot. They had one going from Sicily to Greece too. I found out when I went to Sicily. Yep. Well, actually, yeah.
I'm going to give a shout out on Roman 57 Ford. Hello.
I can't open the Rumble on this. My will just die out on me. I'll have nothing but issues. It's not that I'm ignoring everybody on Rumble. I'm sorry. I apologize.
So if there's anybody out there that has a lot of knowledge and want to come onto the channel and talk about crypto, from my understanding, it's the biggest chance of your life right now. Everybody's talking about it. I don't have enough knowledge. I got enough knowledge to be dangerous. Let's put it that way. And I don't want to mislead anybody. That's why I'm like you, Joey. I stay away from stuff I don't truly understand.
Yeah, I know nothing about crypto.
Yeah. So I went through my all my top stories here. You got anything else that you want to talk
about? No, other than the ruby slippers that Santa Surfing pulled out. I'm like, I was like, oh shit, okay. I understand. I didn't see it until she posted it, you know, because I missed the whole day yesterday. I was gonna go watch the race too because Trump was there, but I passed out because I had to work 14 straight hours and I was a little tired, you know. So I missed out on everything yesterday, and I even forgot about the friggin' the hockey game the other night because I was gonna watch that, but I ended up falling asleep and I had to work. I took a 3 hour nap and I missed the whole thing, so I didn't know what happened until like the next day during work. I listened to podcasts and everything. I love my job. I drive a truck for a living and I listen to podcasts all day long. That's all I do. And then I go home and I research and that's it. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah. It's comfortable for it's allowing you to do what you want to do to learn about what's going on, and we appreciate you being here tonight. You're not normally here tonight, but I appreciate you. There's one other story that is hot out there, and everybody seems to be attacking them, and it is called 60 Minutes. So this woman here, she lied to you about Hunter's laptop. She lied to you about the outcome of the 2020 presidential election. She lied to you about the COVID-19 and lied to you about Joe Biden. Now, if you tune in Sunday night, you get to hear about Harris. Really don't give a crap about it, but CBS is a really bad network channel. So what they basically did is we were told early on, stop watching TV, turn off the TV, right? And the major networks realized that we were all streaming. So what did they do? They all went, the three major ones that I'm aware of, went and bought Hulu. They went and bought all the, I can't think of any of them right now.
Netflix, all the streaming networks.
Yes, they went and bought them so that if you're not watching their silly ass dumb shows on their network, you can catch the replay streaming. And so it's just crazy. What they're doing with their money, and then also too the communications is the next thing that we're going to be focusing on in the near future. Everything is a process, Joey, but we'll get there. Right now, I think this week is going to be exciting.
Yes. Even Dan Scavino, I forgot to tell you that he posted a thing with booms in it, 5 booms. It was a plane with boom, 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 boom. I was like, yeah, we go. It's going to be a good week. And I heard Cash Patel's supposed to be in on the 18th, which is Thursday. Love you too, honey. Thursday, I believe, Cash Patel is going to be one of the centers. I'm on X, guys. That's all I'm on is X. At Joey Graffio. Yes, in here. At Joe. Yeah, I'll write that. I'll post that for you. I gotta find it because I don't even know.
Anybody that's new and is coming into the channel here, I do. I don't even want to call it Saturday Night Live after I just bashed the hell out of that show, but we do a Saturday night show. It's usually about 4:00 Central, 5:00 Eastern. And it's basically the four of us. We have Fran, Joey G, Buckshot, and myself. And we're going to we're learning as we go and forming this beautiful unity of an Italians. And we're going to have Buck basically take some time out to talk to the YouTube people in the chat. We'll take a segment where he's going to be like chatting with you guys, saying whatever he needs to say. If you guys have questions for Buck, you could basically talk to him through the chats, or we'll have a phone number available for you too. That's going to be a lot of fun. Who knows? Maybe Arnie would join our show and do more spiritual things. Fran has got a background in spirituality also. And let's see. And, I just basically try to orchestrate all of it. And then Joey is really good at decoding and bringing you current information. So,
I try.
Yeah. You'll see Joey G here, and also he's Joey G out on X if you want to follow him out there.
Yeah, it's at Joe Graffio. Handle is Joey G17 with a blue check mark. I guess I'm verified as.
Yeah.
That's me.
All right. Thank you guys all for being here. Appreciate it. Joey, I appreciated you popping in here. I know you work today. Take care, and we'll see you guys on Thursday. And unless something happens before then, I'll jump on here by myself. But Arnie Layton is coming on Thursday, 4:00 Central Time. Take care, everyone, and we love you, and we'll see you real soon. Bye now. Bye, Joey.
Stay free, guys. Love you. Bye bye.